Hello everyone, this is Kaifu here with Game 2 in the series between David and Franky. David, on my right side, is playing Liberator Wind, using a lot of cancel spell, using a lot of control spell, removal spell to gain control on the field. Not only that, control what the opponents can play. While on my right side, we have a regular player, Franky, is playing Aggro Grimm. Aggro Grimm is pretty much using a lot of aggressive plays, such as Thunders, a lot of burn spell. Well, not that many burn spell, but enough burn spell to the point it could be in cave range. Now back to the game itself. Now, as you can see, the pressure is on for David because David needed to do well in game 2 to commence the game 3. If he loses this round, that's the game over. So meaning no more in the next series. But so if David wins this round, there will be a game 3 in the series. But however, he needs to do well in this game. Any single misplay, and if caught by Franky, he will punish David to the point that you will deserve that misplay, and that will cost you the game. So let's get back to the game itself. Now, Franky's going for his aggressive play now, dropping the Hunter, putting 300 point damage directly to David, while David's gonna do his own minor damage to keep up with Franky's damage overall, not allowing to saying, okay, you're doing damage to me, I can do the same damage as you, but obviously not as fast as you. But if you try and push for damage to me, I'll push back damage to you. So Franky's turn, he just he discard the Little Prince, which he doesn't need in the early game, to search for a cash card. Now this is kind of similar to the previous game, same setup and so on, but not really. But now because he searched for the cash card, it will allow him to draw extra 2 cards, and with that extra 2 cards can help Franky to get a lot of advantage on the field and so on. Tapping for another Magic Stone by Franky. Let's see what can Franky do. Now at the moment, David does have a couple Magic Stone untapped, so he could have a potential like maybe a removal spell, such as 1001 Night, or a cancel spell to cancel the Hunters. But if you are early in the game, you don't really want to cancel the Hunters, because Hunters is only a little threat, a minor damage threat, but it doesn't really cause a lot of damage. So obviously now putting a lot of damage on the board, putting putting David down to 3,100 life points, and Franky dropped the cash cap, but however, David dropped the Zig the Ancient Magic, preventing Franky to draw any additional cards, because he knows that an aggressive deck needs resource. So if he stops this resource from coming, it won't allow it from happening. Attacking 300 directly to Franky, I'm assuming. Yes, he's taking it, putting down to 3,400 life points. Now let's see what can David do in this situation. He has 4 untapped Magic Stone, so he's playing really defensively at the moment, not allowing Franky to do any big plays. If he drops like maybe a big Resonator or a spell, he can actually cancel it. He drops a little like big threat he can remove from the game, something like down the line. But I do see Falsing in David's hand, so let's see what can happen. And playing quick cast and targeting the Hunter will prevent him from doing any damage, so putting it down to 3,100 life points instead of 2,800. Now playing Tell Me Storytale and getting the Snowy Queen and using Awakening, and obviously it doesn't work, but this was before the ruling was actually released. So to keep in mind, guys, these games are quite a while ago, so by the time I uploaded, their rulings already changed. So please don't like go, oh my god, he cheated, he actually used Tell Me a Story to use Awakening. He didn't know about that during that time. So just don't go too aggressive, guys. Now back to David's turn. David's down in a little pressure because he needs to get rid of that Snowy Queen. The Snowy Queen stunned his field already. So let's see what it does. Paying 1 to put the cat on the field allows him to draw an additional 1 card. That additional 1 card could be useful or helpful, but it depends what David drew into. Currently life point 2,800 compared to 3,400 life points. Now life point wise, not going too well for David, but it's only like 600 points different. But if he do well, yes, he's using 1001 Night, removing the Snowy Queen away, and able to check Franky's deck having any more targets. Obviously not, but the most important fact that you're allowed to see the opponent's hand. Seeing what your opponent's hand has, meaning you can counter it, which is really key in this game. So taking knowledge to know everything you know, taking into account like, okay, he has a Blazer, he has a counter spell, he has that, you can play around and forcing your opponent to do plays that he doesn't want to do. but obviously whatever he draws next turn, he won't know what it does, but at least he knows at least like what, 1/3 of the cards in his hand, so like a big chunk, like 75% knowing what cards in his hand. Paying 1, destroying one of the hunters, not allowing the extra aggressiveness using the cat. The cat able to pay 1 green and able to sacrifice itself to target a resident on the field and do 300 points of damage. And obviously the hunters are within range for that damage. Now let's see what can Franky do. Franky search for crime and punishment from the Oz play, which will allow David to like not to do too much damage, because the more damage it does, and when he blocks, Franky blocks with a resonator, he can do the X amount of damage back to his resonator. So it's like a little redirect attack as well, but not really. But you can say it's kind of like a redirect attack, like to as much damage you want to do to me, I can do that same damage to you. So you have to be really careful. At the moment, David dropped the Sin back on the field. Field present, not only that, able to use all his addition in his hand as an instant. Now from David's hand, I can see a Zig the Ancient Magic, so he can also able to cancel summon if he wants to. Now let's see what can David do. David is thinking about his choice. Attacking directly to the hunter. So not allowing the hunter to survive, and obviously it's zapping the Oz, so pretty much will be in range from the attack and the thunder. But however, Franky will respond back. Crime and punishment. He does 600 damage to defensing, so he can do 600 back to defensing. I'm not sure if that was a good play. I will get rid of the Sinback, because you don't know, he might have something on the field. But again, I don't know during the situation, but let's see what happens. Thundering the Sinback, putting him on 100 defense left. So obviously, Franky can go extra aggressive with the hunter. If he blocks with the Sinback, Sinback will trade off with the hunter. So obviously, David does not want to do that. Let's see. Dropping the Little Dread and using Zig the Ancient Magic to cancel Little Dread's play, not allowing to survive on the field. Paying 1, discarding Grimm to search for another resident to add to his hand. I believe he can search for the hunter and play hunter and directly attack to David to put him down to 1,900 life point. Now I'm not sure if the aggressiveness mattered in this match now at the moment, but I will believe I might get the Cash Cat instead, because Franky's has only 1 card, so maybe drawing the Cash Cat could be a bit more better in a way. But then again, different players have different playstyle, different mindset. So let's see what can David do and Franky do. Franky only has 1 card in hand, so obviously David knows what Franky has in his hand. And it was a Golden Dragon, because Franky actually flipped a little bit and says a Golden Dragon. So showing that a Golden Dragon could come soon and finish the game off. Because if Franky gets another red Magic Stone, and if he does, he can drop the Golden Dragon and attack directly for 2,000 points of damage. Not 2,000, enough damage on the board. Next game will be game. So it depends what David does now, because David has to think about his plays. He has 5 Magic Stone open, and no, 6 Magic Stone open, on my bad. He can Judgment if he wants to, or he can actually save the Zig the Ancient Magic, but I'm not sure if David remembers what cards that Franky has. So it could be shuffled back to the deck or something on the line. But he does Judgment into his J rule side to search for a card to add to his hand. I'm assuming he might be searching for 1001 Knight if he remembers the Golden Dragon is in Franky's hand. But let's see what can Franky do. Now Franky is down in card advantage because the fact that he overused it too early in the game. That could be the possibility, or he is going so aggressive to the point that his little resident won't be enough in the late game. Let's see what can Franky do. Paying 1 and dropping the cat, allowing David to draw an additional 1 card. Now I'm not sure about Sinbad's second ability. I believe was 300 point damage if you skip your draw. So if it was me, I'll skip the draw and target the hunter and kill directly for 300 point damage. And not only that, I can use the cat to actually sacrifice itself to kill another hunter on the field. But however, he doesn't use that. He does use Zig the Ancient Magic, cancelling Little Dread's ability, not allowing those shenanigans going off. Because the more shenanigans you have, the more power that your opponent will be able to do. Paying 1, dropping the card on the field, allowing you to draw an additional card. Again, he didn't use the Sinbad's ability to actually target a hunter on the field and get rid of it, because the less field he has, the better for Franky. Not better for Franky, but better for David. Now he's going aggressive with his J Ruler, which is quite interesting because most of the time you don't want to attack with your J Ruler to the point that is really dangerous. So Franky blocked with the hunter, but obviously David paid 2 to get rid of the 2 of the hunters. But what I should have done if I was David's situation, because you attack with the one of the cat, and say Franky blocks with one of the hunters, you use the cat that you summoned, pay 1 cost, and kill the hunter right away, doing the extra 200 point damage, putting both players' life point down even. But I did watch the raw video, and he said that before blocking phase going on, he sacrificed both of them at the same time. So that's how I know about it. Now, paying 2 to drop Glinda on the field. Glinda is a good counter to any spells that David will play, and dropping the Golden Dragon, avoiding the counter spell, because counter spell requires 2 at least. And if David does use a counter spell, Glinda can get rid of it by paying 2 more. But however, David plays 3 and drop the Felsing and preventing damage from the Golden Dragon, able to survive on the field a bit more longer, able to avoid this OTK, able to avoid those kills, one-shot kills, allowing David to survive the game a bit more longer. Paying 3 to play 1001 Knight, targeting the Golden Dragon, and paying 2 extra more, getting rid of the Golden Dragon and Glinda off the field. Not only that, able to get the rest of the Golden Dragon off the field, not allowing any more OTK. Not only that, Franky has no cards in hand, I believe. Yeah, no cards in hand, and forcing a 3 card on the field, 4 cards on the field, and David has hand advantage, open magic stone, and at the moment Franky is in top deck mode at the moment, so he's not in a good situation, and he's getting beat down by Sinbad and so on, and doing a lot of damage on the board, not allowing what Franky can do. It depends what Franky dropped top decks into. If he top decks into a Fairy Tale, he can able to search for anything he needs. If top decks a spell, he's not in a good situation at all. Let's see what Franky tops. He's paying 5, dropping the Hamlet. Wow, he top decked the Hamlet, able to stun one of David's Resonator, stunning the Sinbad, not allowing to recover, so meaning any attack from those Resonator will get blocked by Hamlet and able to get rid of the field. Let's see what can David do. David's paying 2 to put a Grid on the field, getting extra resource for the following play. Let's see what he can do. Sinbad was stunned down, so obviously he switched the Sinbad stun because David accidentally recovered by accident, obviously. Now David is not in the worst position, but not in the best position ever, because a Hamlet on the field can one-shot his whole field if it keeps attacking directly and able to stun the field. So David has to find a way to get rid of the Hamlet if possible. He already has one way, which is using the cat to burn 300 point damage, and using the bait, which he is using, attacking directly with Liberator and forcing it to block it. But obviously Franky's not taking that trade-off. Obviously he's not gonna block with it. He does discard the Rapunzel to search for Little Prince, a really good card in this situation, allowing him to gain extra life. It depends if David has a cancel spell in his hand to cancel the play. Putting on the field, let's see, and he doesn't have a cancel spell, putting Franky back to 1,800 life points, attacking directly with Hamlet and stunning one of the Resonator. And obviously he's gonna block with one of the Resonator. He's blocking with the Morrigan, Morgiana. Blocking with the Morgiana, able to survive on the field. Let's see what happens. Now let's see what can David do in this situation. He does have the refill resource. He does have field present. However, the life that Franky gained could hurt David in the long run, because he already done a lot of damage on the board, but Franky gains the extra life back to survive on the field, making the game a lot more harder for David to get rid of, because David already used a lot of resource to get that X amount of damage. But since it didn't happen, obviously attacking directly for 700 points, putting Franky down to 1100 life point. Attacking with Gretel. If I was David, I wouldn't actually attack with the Gretel, because if you attack with the Gretel, he can search for another card on the field able to do that X amount of damage. Ooh, what an interesting play by David, because if I was David, I would actually attack into the Hamlet, because I saw he dropped the Thunder and the what do we call it? Thunder and the cat play, and that's a total 800 point damage. If you attack with Gretel directly to the Hamlet, forcing Franky to block with it, and able to use your sacrifice your J rolls obviously to get rid of it. So you're training a lot of cards on the field for one. So it could be a misplay that David didn't notice, but let's see what happens. He searched for the odds, and he played odds on the field to search for a card to add to his hand. I see a Dual Truth. He searched for the Dual Truth, I believe. And let's see what can Franky do. Now Franky noticed that his life is really high, so he's retaking the with the Dual Truth for Thunder. So obviously, if this was a tournament matchup, obviously you can't do that. You select your target, you must take the target. But it's a casual game, guys. Don't worry about it. Casual game doesn't, no biggie. Attacking into the J rule and not allowing David to have any more answer, because the whole field's been stunned down. Sinbad, Bowsing, Gretel's all been stunned down by Hamlet. As long as Hamlet remains on the field, you can't recover at all. And not only that, the J rule is gone, so meaning whatever answer that David has at the moment is not gonna help at the moment. Let's see now. Franky has 900 life points compared to David's 1,900 life points. So life point wise, not going too well for Franky, but he's still in the lead with a big resident on the field, can get rid of problematic threat and a lot of damage. Now everything's untapped at the moment, so meaning he can attack directly for a lot of damage for game. Attacking directly for 1000, attacking directly for 300, putting David down to 300 point damage, and using Thunder right away to zap for game. However, respond with Absolute Cake Zone, drawing an additional card, and that additional card could help him in the game. Let's see now, drawing for turn. Now hopefully any cards being drawn by David can help him in any situation. All he needs is just do 900 point damage if possible, so 2 Thunders will be the answer. But depends if David draws the Thunder or not. I do see 1 Thunder, but does he have a second Thunder? That's the thing. Not a good situation for either player at the moment, so either player is not doing anything. I believe David's scooping it up. Yep, he does scoop it up, saying that he can't do much. His only big place is only a Thunder, so passing it down. So meaning 2-0 direct for Franky. So thank you for watching, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned for the next series.